Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you a review of a new drama airing on the USA Network, which just premiered this past Tuesday, and that's called Damnation. It's, like I said, a drama airing on the USA Network right now. Just started. It's a sort of a period Western drama set in the 1930s. So, I was debating for a while if I was going to check this one out or not, let alone do a video on it. But I was just trying to find something to watch last night, and I was going to wait till today to, watch and review the episode of Van Helsing for this week. So I went with Damnation, and I'm kind of glad I did. Because I do like period shows and films. I'll be honest, I never watched much of Hell on Wheels, but I should probably go back to that at some point, maybe. But I do like my share of Western movies from time to time, so if that can successfully mix with an interesting character story, then, I might be in. And I gotta say, only one episode in, Damnation, it'll have my interest for a bit. I wasn't blown away by the premiere or anything like that, but I actually think I still got more out of it than I was expecting. Now, USA doesn't really seem like the network for this. You automatically think there should be like a HBO Stars or maybe even like an AMC stamp on it, but it's USA, and it's surprising because USA a lot of times is known for its I don't know if I want to say lighter, but kind of lighter, but sort of like action, cop drama type shows. Although it's had its fair share of good ones too, like Bird Notice and everything. That's kind of a different discussion. But still, it's a surprising place for a show like this to end up. But apparently USA is, trying to do something a little bit different, trying to expand its, genre, selection, so I think it's actually successful here. And it stars, Killian Scott, I believe his name is. Yep. Killian Scott, he's Seth Davenport. It's set in the 1930s. Damnation follows a preacher as he rallies townsfolk to stand up against industrialists and partial government. So he and his wife, as far as we know, have been traveling from town to town, just basically trying to cause shit. Because there's a system that he really hates in place, and he's trying to sort of, buck that. There definitely appears to be a deeper psychological reasoning for why he's on this sort of personal crusade. But I'm sure we'll find out more about that as the season goes along. And meanwhile, we have who appears to be an outlaw, but he's actually the one trying to keep the system in place. We have Logan Marshall Green as Creeley Turner. And there's spoilers in the title, so don't blame me. He's a part of the Pinkerton organization, apparently, but he's also Seth's brother, which you'll find out at the end of the episode. And I read in some kind of summary that they have some kind of personal connection, but I wasn't sure it was going to be a brother and, a brother kind of thing, because they're comparing it to Justified, so I just thought it could have been like two men with a long history together. But no, they're brothers, and that'll definitely add like psychological and background layers for sure. So Seth is trying to basically rally townspeople, and like I said, trying to buck how things are at this point. That includes trying to get certain supplies not sent here at certain times, or vice versa. Killing when he has to. There are people sent after him. There's a pretty cool scene where they come to him late at night, and his wife actually have to step up and kill someone, then bury him and make up an excuse about the grains growing. God is excited by new crops and stuff like that. So he's not really he's not really a preacher, of course, but he's getting pretty good with his facade. And I do like his wife, Amelia, as well, played by Sarah Jones. She kind of has that, face about her. She has like this, she's a good person, it seems like, but she has like that conniving sort of nature to it you can feel as well, which I think is pretty cool. She's definitely very clever. And the way she sort of uprooted the people at the paper was pretty good. And she appears to have a darkness to her as well, and sort of a past. She appears pretty able to handle herself. And then the guy who plays Creeley, Logan Marshall Green. I think he's pretty good. I feel like he's more of a character that could have been played by anyone, but I still think he has his place on the show. And then you also have Christopher Heyerdahl as Don Berryman. He's the sheriff of one of the towns they're involved in. And it's really good to see him on here. I know he was on Hell on Wheels, but he was also on Supernatural. He's on Van Helsing right now. And he's done tons of other stuff. And he's equally good here. He's a sheriff that, seems to take things into his own hands a little bit too much. But he's definitely a great presence to have on the show. And I guess Zach McGowan is even going to have a role in this a little bit later into the season, which is cool. I think it's actually off to a decent start. The premiere was titled Sam Riley's Body, by the way. There's not like a huge amount of blood or anything. You do see some, of course, when people get shot in the head, at least. But it's USA, so I don't really expect a lot with that, but I don't think it necessarily needs a whole ton of violence either. It would be awesome if it did, but it doesn't have to. And Killian Scott's character, Seth, is a little bit more interesting than I pegged him to be. Excuse me. So I'm a little more intrigued by his character than I thought I would be. And like I said, I like Amelia. And I just like the nature of the show, the premise of the show, and the setting. It's different enough for me. So yeah, then you guys thought about the series premiere of Damnation. I will probably try to review some episodes going forward, depending on how it goes. But I will probably at least try to review next week's episode, maybe. And just see where it goes from there. If I'd rate the premiere, like I said, I'm not blown away by it, but there's more going for it than I thought there would be. So I'm giving it about 8.2 or so out of 10. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.